Será que um esquilo pode decidir as eleições dos Estados Unidos? Pessoal, não é piada não. Isso virou um dos principais assuntos na campanha eleitoral. Olá amigos do canal Vista Pátria, eu sou a Débora e um tiktoker que cuida de animais foi vítima da truculência da polícia de Nova York, que é comandada pelos democratas. Eles invadiram a casa do famoso influencer americano e o trataram como criminoso e ainda por cima mataram o seu esquilo de estimação e um guaxinim que o tiktoker cuidava. O assunto virou uma comoção nacional e analistas indicam que essa postura pode prejudicar os democratas no eleitorado feminino. Para vocês terem uma ideia do tamanho da coisa, até Elon Musk já falou sobre o esquilo e muitas outras personalidades. Está uma verdadeira loucura, só se fala no pobrezinho do esquilo. O dono do esquilo explica o que aconteceu. Vamos ver logo após o recado que eu tenho para você. Conforme os anos passam, os efeitos da idade ficam mais visíveis. Nem todo mundo pode pagar os caros tratamentos estéticos como o Botox, mas com o Regenere você terá acesso a muitos desses ingredientes de tratamentos de beleza em um único composto. A forma de aplicação é sublingual, o que acelera a absorção pelo nosso corpo. Com uma aplicação de 12 gotas por dia, você terá acesso a vitamina K2, transresveratrol, ácido hialurônico, verisol e retinol, o que vai te proporcionar uma excelente hidratação e vai ajudar a clarear as manchas da sua pele, além de devolver a firmeza e elasticidade da sua pele, combatendo sinais de expressão e o bigodinho chinês. O Regenere é um suplemento natural aprovado pela RDC 240 da Anvisa. Tem frete grátis e pode ser pago com cartão, boleto ou Pix. O link para a compra está no primeiro comentário.
It not only tears my family apart, but Peanut was the cornerstone of our nonprofit animal rescue. And 10 to 12 DEC officers raided my house as if I was a drug dealer. I was sat outside my house for 5 hours. I had to get a police escort to my bathroom. I wasn't even allowed to feed my rescue horses breakfast or lunch. I was sat there like a criminal after they interrogated my wife to check out her immigration status, then proceeded to ask me if I had cameras in my house, then proceeded to go through every cabinet, nook, and cranny of my house for a squirrel and a raccoon.
They got a search warrant?
They got a search warrant. 4 departments and a judge signed off on a search warrant for a squirrel and a raccoon. And then they took them and killed them.
Why did they go through all that to get a search warrant for an animal that had been with you very safely, and the world witnessed this, for 7 years? Why now suddenly did they show up with a search warrant and take these animals?
We haven't a clue. We don't know who made the complaints. Again, Peanut was an indoor squirrel, not harming anybody. He's been with us for 7 years. Not a single complaint was ever filed for this animal. We had him for 7.5 years. He became the world's most famous squirrel. We weren't hiding him by any means. He was all over TikTok. He became the first squirrel on TikTok to ever hit 1 million followers. He did every news station around the world. He's helped people. He's helped kids gather joy. And then we started a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm to help animals like Peanut fight a good fight when they're in a neglected case or they're sitting in a slaughter auction. And he was the cornerstone of our life and our organization. We used his platform to help raise money for the 300 animals we have at our sanctuary.
How did you find out that they euthanized Peanut?
They haven't messaged me. They haven't called me. They haven't given me a formal statement whatsoever. The last time I heard from the DEC was when they left my house. Another news station called me with their statement, and that's how I found out Peanut is gone. They didn't even have the heart to call me themselves to tell me what was going on. This state has more problems than a squirrel and a raccoon, and we're using our taxpayers' dollars to help take these animals out of a comfortable place, all because of some paperwork? The statement released that Peanut bit one of the people. Peanut's bitten me 5 times in 7 years. Peanut also is an animal that only knows me. So why wouldn't you have protective gloves on and protective equipment to allow an animal like him that to bite you? Also, to be honest with you, I don't buy it whatsoever.
I didn't know about squirrels ever in my life, and when I came to Peanut a couple of years ago, like, he would have never bitten me. Like, he never bit me.
The complaints we're told are anonymous. So anonymous claims got the state to get a search warrant, which was signed by multiple different departments and a judge. So I want to know what the evidence was that this was such a devastating thing to the community that we had to waste taxpayers' dollars and ruin a family in a nonprofit animal rescue because we have power.
Will you be taking some legal action?
Oh, the firefight has just begun. This needs to be used as an example of how this state uses their resources and their power. Not only that, the only source of income and donations have come from Peanut's social media. I don't know how I'm going to run the nonprofit animal rescue with over 300 animals at my sanctuary right now without the funding from Peanut. Yeah. My wife and I work 3 jobs to pay the other 50% of the $20,000 we have to accumulate in funding a month for these animals. They just took my best friend for the last 7 years.
And we'll never bring him back.
And the sanctuary is called Peanut's Freedom Farm. And you just took Peanut out of the Freedom Farm of our organization. And everybody looked at it like it was just nothing. This is the DEC who is supposed to be helping animals out of bad cases. And you came to a case that had animals in good possession, and you took them and killed them. Not only that, you just put the entire organization in jeopardy, because I don't know how we're going to fund this organization anymore without this social media. I haven't a clue.
E aí, você acha que o Esquilo vai ajudar o Trump? Eleições na terça-feira. Não esqueça, se inscreva e deixe o seu like. Considere nos apoiar através do Pix, do Valeu ou de satoshis. Tchau, tchau e muito obrigada. Você sente que a sua saúde masculina não é mais a mesma? Você tem dificuldade para dormir porque vai várias vezes ao banheiro à noite? Sente aquele desconforto, inchaço? Saiba que a retenção urinária afeta a qualidade de vida de muita gente. Se esse é o seu caso, conheça o Max Prost, tratamento natural aprovado pela Anvisa que combate o inchaço e melhora o fluxo urinário. Com apenas 2 cápsulas por dia, ele ajuda a reduzir os seus desconfortos urinários e a fortalecer a imunidade, tudo de forma natural. Max Prost combina ingredientes raros, como vitis vinífera e rizoma de cúrcuma, que ajudam na reposição hormonal e na saúde masculina.
Depois de não ter tido resultado com o finasterida receitado pelo urologista, eu comprei e estou usando o Max Prost tem uns 20 dias. E já na primeira semana, comecei a sentir uma melhora na bexiga. Não sinto mais ardência na hora de fazer xixi, eu sinto meu corpo mais bem regulado.
O Max Prost ainda possui a garantia blindada de 30 dias, satisfação garantida ou seu investimento de volta. Por ser um parceiro novo do canal, você terá 53% de desconto, frete grátis. E ainda por cima vai levar um e-book sobre saúde masculina totalmente grátis. Não perca essa oportunidade. Clique no link e comece a cuidar da sua saúde ainda hoje.